inside, we're going to go outside, inside and outside. We're going to get them on the run, boys. And once we get them on the run, we're going to keep them on the run. And then we're going to go. And we're not going to stop until we get across that goal line. This is a team they say is good. Well, I think we're better than them. They can't lick us. What do you say, man?
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Game time, Brian. Here, we sit here Saturday morning. My days are all discombobulated. Yes, discombobulated along on my computer system here. We're discombobulated, but because I've been off for a couple weeks, so I don't go back till the 6th. So I got 2 weeks from yesterday, I returned to work. We got football today. We got Cowboys football at 4:30. I'll be streaming it. I'm going to set up the stream as soon as I'm done with this recording, get it up and going. But we got some guys to look forward to today. We sit here. This is more, you're going to see a lot of Trey Lance. You're going to see a lot of Ryan Flournoy. You're going to see some Mozzie Smith. Remember Mozzie missed last week because of an allergy, a food allergy, whether it was nut, milk, whatever it is. He gonna miss. He was missed. So he's gonna get some reps. Again, it's more for the bottom of the roster who's gonna make the team. It kind of holding my breath just to get through this game. Dallas is making a lot of moves, and we're hearing that they're not done. Look for a trade market for a left tackle, just as a backup, which I don't know that I like. I don't know that I like that because I'm hearing conflicting reports. I'm hearing, there could be a trade for a left tackle as backup because Edoga's out, but we got Matt Waletzko and we got Asim Richards, okay? So I'd rather go young. Why are we trading? But it wouldn't be it would just be for depth. It would not be. It would be a veteran to come in who's played games in the league on a consistent basis. If Tyler Guyton should have an injury or fall flat on his face, let's be honest. I don't see that. All indications are in all practices that he's more than holding his own. He played against the number ones and held his own against Max Crosby. Again, for those people looking for him to fail, they keep hoping. The kid has proved people wrong thus far. Duke Manyweather has got this kid playing at a high level. Shout out to him. His hard work, his attitude, like a Tyler Smith, has been second to none. He's ready to go. He's not taking no for an answer. So, again, all those people out there that are wishing and hoping that he's going to struggle, keep doing it. Worry about your squad. Be positive about your team. That's my advice to people who like to look at other teams and be negative. I'm positive about the Eagles. That I can tell you. I like what I see, but double-edged sword. I don't want to have to rely on Mozzie Smith 100% because I don't really know. I don't want to have to rely on Kalen Carson because I don't really know. Some teams are putting it in a spot where they have to rely on rookie corners. Okay. That could be good or bad. That could be good or bad. So I'm looking forward to today's game. I really am. I believe me and Prime Time are going to do a post game if he's up to it. He's not. He's been sick again. My man, it's that Florida weather, man. It's rough up there. I mean, I'm playing, but yeah, Prime Time is setting up a stream, I believe. More of a post game we'll be able to review. So on this channel, you'll see the, look, we'll do the channel member. I'll make it a channel member. I don't know that I'll do that in season all the time. Maybe. It's possible. We'll see if we can get more channel member, more Mailheads crew up in here. That'll be good. The more the merrier. You know, that's what's in. That's the main thing. As many channel members and calls as possible. Yeah, I'll be streaming the game at 4:30. Probably be done by 7:30, and then 8 o'clock we'll go on with Prime Time and do a post game live stream on Prime Time Phil. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a nice day of football. Wow, looking at the weather, it's going to get warmer again, which I like. It's not that bad though. Okay. All right. So yeah, let's, I want to share, I want to share this with you guys. And here we go again with, I should have checked. Display 2. There it is. All right, there it is. 10 players are watching in the Cowboys preseason finale against the Chargers. Shout out to The Athletic. If anybody that is not subscribed, I believe it's $1.99 a month. You get, they have guys on each team. So you get personalized. You can see a whole team. You can see the NFL news. But as far as the Cowboys go, this is by Johnny Matches. Shout out to Johnny Matches, John Machota. The California portion of the Dallas Cowboys training camp has come to an end. Yay! Sorry. I just hear it's a shit show. A waste of time anymore to go to Oxnard as a fan anyway. It's a money grab. To me, it's better to wait till you get to the Star. You fly to the Star, get a room at the Omni Frisco, walk over and watch open practices. They're going to have 3 open practices at the Star. Free. Bang, you're right there. Get your content out. I think that's the way to go in the future, but that's what I'll be doing anyway. After watching 5 weeks of practices and 2 preseason games, here are the 10 players we're most looking forward to watching on Sunday. You know what? Let me do this. Let me switch the camera so I'm not hurting my neck. There we go. Trey Lance, obviously, Trey Lance. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones made it clear this week that he needs to see more from Lance. Yeah, really, Jerry? Yeah, really, Jerry? Yeah.
I don't have the patience to jack with you today.
Yeah? You don't have patience to jack with me today, Jerry?
Settle down just a little bit.
Yeah, Jerry, okay.
There it was. Glory hole.
Yeah, there it was. Anyway, look for Lance to play the majority of the game against the Chargers. Yeah, I see Rush getting a couple series. I would lead off with Rush. I would give Rush the first quarter. And then I would go with Lance for the remainder. But they may not even go a whole quarter with Rush because they don't want to get him injured. I mean, we'll see what the offensive line looks like. We'll see who's playing. You got to remember, Zach Martin's probably not playing. I would give them a couple of series, but I wouldn't give Zach Martin any. That's the thing. I wouldn't give any. But this year is kind of interesting because if you look at it, I don't have my phone, but if you look at it, today is what's today's date? What's today's date? Today's 24th. So you figure opening day isn't for 2 weeks, right? Today's Saturday. So it's literally over 2 weeks away. So, yeah, I would say get a couple series. Why not? Why not? Look for Lance to play the majority of the game against the Chargers, perhaps even the entire game. He didn't look great in the Cowboys' first preseason against the Rams. We've noted that, and I got some people, that's not right. Listen, we're going to keep it real on this channel. You want a sunshine and rainbows and everything's going to be wonderful? Go you watch all the rah-rah shows where they tell you how great your team is and every move that you make is, wow. It's how we sees it. He did it again. Kevin Byard's taking us to the Super Bowl. Oh, my God. Shaq Leonard's the missing link. That's not this channel, right? That's another channel. I'm going to keep it real. So you want to keep it real? Then stay with you stay on the ride with me because we're going places. All right. But looked more comfortable last weekend against the Raiders. He did. He didn't look great. Everybody's acting like Trey Lance looked lights out. No, he was throwing behind receivers for most of the first half. Again, it's an easy fix. You know what it's called? Play. And then you saw by the second half, he was settling in a little bit. I like the idea. Play him the whole freaking game. Why use Cooper Rush? He's a veteran. Play Trey. Start him. Let him get the start. Let him play. Let him play. Anyway, I think just like anything, you play this all the way out. A Cowboys coach, Mike McCarthy, said you could never have enough good quarterbacks, and we got 3 good ones. We're fortunate. Like I told everybody, like I told you, we're playing 3 quarterbacks, everybody. We're keeping 3 quarterbacks. We're keeping 3 quarterbacks on this roster. That's it, especially with the new rule where your third quarterback doesn't count towards the game day roster, the 48. The emergency quarterback. The first 2 got to get hurt, but you don't. In years past, you had to be that third guy, the emergency guy had to be part of the 48. Well, you're getting an extra roster spot. That's huge. Number 2, Mozzie Smith. Smith did not make the trip to Las Vegas after experiencing an allergic reaction to some milk he drank. Whatever. I'm a big guy, he says. I eat a lot of food, Smith said. I know the ropes when it comes to having an allergic reaction. He must have some allergies, some food allergies. Come on, Mrs. Mozzie. Mrs. Mozzie, I hear you with your kid. Mark Holmes spent a wonderful day at training camp with Mrs. Mozzie Smith. I don't know your first name, so we'll go Miss Mozzie. Take care of Mozzie. We need Mozzie, Mrs. Smith. Mrs. Smith, we need Mozzie Smith. Take care of him. Take care of him. But anyway, the Cowboys need last year's first-round pick to be much more impactful in year 2. Yes, and we all expect it. Even the haters don't like to hear it. They think he's a bust because they're Cowboy haters. Sorry, you're a miserable person. Don't know what to tell you. Some veteran help has been recently added. Yeah, here we go. Cowboys need last year's first-round pick to be much more impactful year 2. Some veteran help has been recently added to defensive tackle, but a big game from Smith on Sunday would be a good way to get him some positive vibes. You want to have that warm and fuzzy feeling on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Deuce Vaughn, Mark Hutchton, my guy. Mailheads crew member, and anybody who wants to be a part of the Mailheads crew, click that join button, and if there's no join button, right below, literally right below my YouTube channel, it says Dallas Cowboy fan living in enemy territory. There's a link. Click that link, and that'll take you to the Mailheads crew for $4.99 a month. You can be a part of the ever-growing Mailheads crew. But like last preseason, Vaughn showed some juice last week against the Raiders. perform like a player who deserves to be on the 53. I've been saying that forever. Mark Hutchinson, get ready, bro. Get ready. You want to see a slot receiver? Give him the ball in space. Just think of Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles is this kid's biggest proponent. He's worked with Darren Sproles. He's put on some bulk this offseason. His offensive line was ridiculously not good last year. Nothing was good last year. Yep, we still won 12 games. If we have a running game this year, watch out. But, hey, we shall see. But the running backs cuts will be interesting. I'm already on record and saying how I think this is going to play out. But Ezekiel Elliott, Rico Dowd are expected to be on the roster. Hunter Lepke will be a fullback, and it'll be Deuce Vaughn. That'll be your running back room. They may go light in receiver because Vaughn. I don't know. I'd have to get into the 53. We're getting to that this week. We got a lot coming this week. It's difficult to see the Cowboys going with more than 4 here. So the final spot could be coming down to Vaughn and Royce Freeman. Royce will be cut and added to the practice squad. Okay? Royce was out there. Nobody wanted Royce. I think Royce will be brought to the practice squad, and we will use our practice squad to elevate at times based on injury and whatever. We know Rico Dowdle is explosive, but he can never stay healthy. So, Hunter Lepke is going to be used more in the single back set. That's just how I feel. Number 4, I always forget about Marshawn Neal when I talk about how deep our defense is because of the trolls think that we're going to be so bad, who obviously don't have a clue what you're talking about. Am I saying number 1 overall defense? No, but I think we're going to be better than last year. We got Trayvon Diggs back, okay? We lost him early. So yes. So the rookie defensive end has had a good camp. He got taught pretty well coming into college and high school. A Cowboys D end, DeMarcus Lawrence, said, "We're glad we got him. He's a hell of a draft pick for us." Told you when I was at the draft in Detroit and I was telling Mark, Marshawn Nealon is the highest rated player on the board in the second round. And he was like, do we need a defensive end? I'm like, well, it's a sneaky need. We're not far away from needing one. If he's there, you might as well grab it. So that's exactly what they did. And thank God they did, because look what happened. Sam Williams gets hurt, gone for the year. And now we're relying on Marshawn Nealon to get a lot of snaps. And he looks the part and then some. So I'm very, very excited. I feel like he's going to help us a lot this year with Dorrance Armstrong and Dante Fowler Jr. no longer on the roster this year. Let's see. And Sam Williams after the season, like I said, Nealon is expected to see a lot of playing time immediately. He had a couple impressive plays against the Raiders. It'll be interesting to see if he can add a couple more against the Chargers. I would expect so. See, the scouting report on Nealon was great run player, like really, really good. They're like the best runs stuffing defensive end in the draft. They didn't know how much pass rush he would actually be able to give just based on traits. Well, he's already seen to be able to get some pass rush. So that's good. Again, we're going to roll these guys in. We have 2 Pro Bowlers at end already. We have Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. So when Micah is roving around, you got Marshawn Nealon, right? You got Al-Qadim Muhammad. You got Carl Lawson. You got, we have waves of people. So we got Golston. It'll be interesting. Keep an eye out with Golston tonight. He's moved to the defensive end position. Are they going to give up on Golston, or is he going to be part of this team? That's a sneaky guy who I like more as an end than a D tackle. But we'll see. The numbers are the numbers. You can't keep everybody. So Brandon Aubrey. Why are we looking at Brandon Aubrey? He's the only kicker on the roster, so he'll play Saturday. And judging by last weekend, don't be surprised if he's called on to kick a 50-yard plus. Brandon Aubrey's money, people. Brandon Aubrey is money. If you can get him in fantasy, get him. outside of the top three, Brandon Aubrey is a good player. He made a 66-yarder against the Raiders. And he went back to his easy leg swing to make it because he attempted a 65-yarder in the first preseason game, but he tried to give it some extra. He's got plenty of leg. This kid is nuts. Number 6 on the list, Marist Leafau. Leafau seems to become more noticeable with every preseason game and practice. The rookie linebacker has a nose for the ball, and with the Marvin Overshown and Damone Clark working their way back from injuries, Leafau has been seeing a lot of reps with the first-team defense. It's not difficult to see why Dallas thought he was worthy of a third-round pick in April. I was a little Maris was, surprise pick for me. But, hey, he's got to prove it to me, honestly. I'm not saying he's going to, he's got to prove it. But that was where we were starting to look at different positions, but they love him. So I defer to Zimmer. Tyler Guyton, he left practice early Wednesday with some knee soreness, so he might not play. I don't think he's going to play. He's the starter. So I don't think he's going to play. The first-round pick is expected to be Dallas starting left tackle week 1. If he's unable to play, look for Asim Richards to get the start. So that tells me that they like Richards over Waletzko. So, again, it's very interesting to me. To me, if these guys can't play, like Asim Richards, if he's not good enough to be the backup, then he needs to be cut. I don't care if he's a 5th-round draft pick. You made a mistake last year. If Matt Waletzko, who's had surgeries on both shoulders in the last 3 years, then he needs to go if he can't be the backup. Then you're going to have to go outside. Maybe that's what they're looking to do. Maybe they're going to release them all and to go out and make a trade for a left tackle that's got some experience to back up Tyler Guyton. Maybe that's it. That's what I'm hearing. So, I don't know. I'm excited about the depth. I'm excited about the youth here. That all starts with Guyton, who has shown signs over the past month that Cowboys is likely to hit again on a first-round offensive lineman. Yeah. Everybody, he's got to do it in the regular season, but they're really good at what they do when it comes to drafting first-round, offensive linemen. They've only drafted 4 offensive linemen in the first round, and all 4 have made the Pro Bowl. So maybe table the hate and just give them a little bit of respect, if at all possible. Cooper Beebe. Beebe entered training camp as the number 3 center. He's leaving camp with a good shot at starting week 1. I talked about this in past videos about how his learning curve on this kid is incredible. It just is. The learning curve on this kid is really good. So where he's come, just with his shotgun snaps, just in the course of training camp, has been very good. Now, we'll see. I hope he gets to start today because he needs all the reps he can get because you know what's going to happen. And like in a regular game, they're going to go to a shotgun and he's going to airmail it or worm burning or something. You don't want to see that. Everything changed during the first preseason game. He earned an opportunity to work with the starters after showing that. He's been getting more and more work with that group since as long as he can be consistent with the snapping. The former standout guard at Kansas City will likely be the Cowboys starting center for a while. And what separates Cooper Beebe than any center I've seen in a while for Dallas is the amount in the run game, the amount of push he gets in the run game. He just blows. He comes off the ball and pushes the defensive tackle, and it doesn't seem to matter who it is so far. He's owning them inside, and that is the main thing for a quarterback. At the very least, you want to be able to step up in the pocket. And if you're center, last year everybody was getting blown into Dak's face. He pushing him out of the pocket, throwing with a lot of mess in his face and muck. That's an issue. Cooper Beebe gives you that sense of security behind center because he's giving you that little bit of room to step up to make a throw down the field. 2, CeeDee Lamb, if CeeDee ever shows up. So, number 9, Ryan Flournoy. This has changed a lot since the start of the preseason games. Ryan Flournoy was banged up. Now, if he suffers an injury, it'll make it easier for other guys. I am not cutting Ryan Flournoy. Sorry. I'm not cutting this kid. He has steadily improved throughout camp. An injury caused him to get off to a slow start, but it seems almost every practice has been making a noticeable play. He performed well with the Cowboys in the second preseason game. He and Lance had a good rapport. Those two could be a popular combination against the Chargers. If the Cowboys had trimmed their roster today, their wide receivers would likely be CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, Cavante Turpin, and Flournoy. I said Flournoy. Cut everybody else. Try and get a Jalen Moreno Cropper back. Try and get Tyrone Billy Johnson back. Maybe Ray C. I don't know how many you're going to keep on the practice squad. Maybe Ray C. McMath, because he's been doing good. That's the plan. That's what I would do. You have Cavante Turpin. So the other two guys who were Tyrone Billy Johnson has been out on the open market. He was a free agent that nobody wanted. So I think you can cut him and bring him on a practice squad. I do. You're taking a chance on Jalen Moreno Cropper, but he had his opportunity in last game and dropped balls and, remember, dropped a punt last week. Can't have it. Cannot have it. Remember, we have Cavante Turpin. We have Deuce Vaughn, who's going to be out there on special teams. So, again, if I can get him on the practice squad, good. Now, injuries coming out of this game are going to be huge. If any one of these guys get hurt, then you know that it opens the door for somebody else. So, Brevin Spanford. This one's a tough one. I love when we picked him up in free agency. I think the plan is to cut him and get him on the practice squad. But Spanford entering camp with a decent shot to making the 53-man roster. He was the Cowboys' most significant investment in undrafted free agency. Dallas spent $225,000 or $250,000. They cut him a check for $225,000 to $250,000 to sign with Dallas, and now he hasn't looked like that player yet. So the question is Dallas going to make a move about money, or are they going to make a move at what's best for the team? Jerry Jones, put in the comments what you think he's going to do. But I would still want him a part of the team on the practice squad. Will he make it there? I don't see who would. I mean, I don't know. I'm not analyzing everybody's roster to see who wouldn't want a 6'6" guy like him with athleticism, who supposedly can block, but the tape from the first two preseason games says he hasn't blocked well at all. So, again, that doesn't mean he can't block. That means he's going to need work on the practice squad. He was the Cowboys' most significant. I already read that. But he enters the final preseason game probably needing to have a strong showing to make the final cut. Tight end position has good depth. However, it's difficult to lock anyone in beyond Jake Ferguson. Luke Schoonmaker and John Stevens seem to be a good bet. I like John Stevens. Luke Schoonmaker, I know Ultra Cowboy likes Luke Schoonmaker. I don't hate Luke Schoonmaker. He's just always injured, always has something going on. I know he said he played all 17 games. Didn't see it. He was invisible for a lot of them. So, I don't know. He's going to be on the team. So, you figure Jake, Luke, John Stevens, I think is going to make it. Again, Dallas likes to have those blocking type guys. John Stevens is not, I'm not saying he can't be a good blocker, but basically Luke Schoonmaker is your blocker. So that's why it would be interesting. It seems like a good bet. Spanford, I think Princeton Fant is the best of the rest. You got Spanford, Princeton Fant, who has made a lot of plays in practice. So, and he's a really good blocker. And Peyton Hendershot are probably fighting for that fourth spot. But there's no guarantee that the Cowboys will even keep four, especially considering they are keeping three quarterbacks. So that's what I'm trying to say, everybody. There are jobs on the line. Injuries will play a factor in how this all shakes out. But make sure you tune in. I'll go live at like 4:15 today, setting up the game between Dallas Cowboys against the Los Angeles Chargers from AT&T. We'll be doing it here. I'll make it a channel member Zoom call. If anybody wants to join in, you could join in. Looking forward to it. With that being said, just remember, and as always, I'll talk to everybody at 4:15. Late.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
I just realized who Game Time Brian was. I didn't know it from earlier.